I didn't expect 3 quiet words to change the way I saw her forever. "You're nothing like my ex." She whispered it so softly that for a second, I thought I imagined it. My hands froze. My heart didn't. It started as something harmless. Something I didn't think twice about. But looking back now, I realized that moment had been building for a long time. I'm not proud of how complicated this story is. I'm not a hero in it. I'm just a man who crossed an emotional line before he understood where it would lead. My name doesn't matter much. What matters is that I've always been the dependable one. The calm one. The guy who listens more than he talks. I've had relationships, sure, but none that lasted. I always pulled back before things got too serious. Fear, maybe. Or comfort in being alone. She was my best friend's younger sister. I'd known her for years. Since she was awkward and quiet, always hiding behind oversized hoodies and borrowed confidence. Over time, she grew into someone warm, thoughtful, and painfully self-aware. She laughed softly. She noticed details. She remembered things people forgot about themselves. But to me, she was off limits. Completely. My best friend, Aaron, had been there for me during my worst moments. Late-night calls. Job losses. Breakups. He trusted me with his life. So the unspoken rule was clear. His sister was not someone I allowed myself to think about. Life doesn't care much about rules, though. She moved back home after a rough breakup. Aaron asked me to help around the house while he was working double shifts. Fixing things. Keeping her company. Making sure she was okay. "She's been through a lot," he said. "Just be patient with her." I said yes without hesitation. At first, our conversations were safe. Casual. We talked about movies, work, and how strange it feels to come back home as an adult. She never spoke badly about her ex. She barely spoke about him at all. But I could see it in the way she held her shoulders. The way she flinched when someone raised their voice on TV. The way silence made her uncomfortable. One evening, she complained about tension in her neck and shoulders. "Stress," she said. "Sleepless nights. Too many thoughts." "I used to get massages," she said quietly. "Before everything went bad." I hesitated. Every warning bell in my head rang at once. "I can help," I said, surprising myself. "Only if you're comfortable." She looked at me for a long second. Then she nodded. We kept it simple. She sat on the couch. I stayed at a distance. My hands were careful. Professional. I focused on pressure points and nothing else. But something changed. Her breathing slowed. Her shoulders dropped. She let out a sigh that felt heavier than the room. "Thank you," she murmured. "You're gentle." That word stayed with me. Over the next few weeks, it became a routine. Not frequent. Not secretive. Just moments when her body carried more weight than her heart could. We talked while I worked. About small things. About memories. About who we used to be before disappointment reshaped us. She told me about her ex one night. Not in detail. Just enough. He was intense, she said. At first, it felt like passion. Then it felt like control. I didn't ask questions. I let her speak. I forgot what calm felt like, she added. I swallowed hard. That night, when my hands rested on her shoulders again, I felt how tense she still was. Not just physically. Emotionally. I told myself to keep things normal. To stay in my place. But my heart didn't listen very well. Then came the night everything shifted. Erin was out of town. The house was quiet. Rain tapped against the windows, steady and slow. She asked for a massage again, her voice unsure that I agreed. This time, the silence between us felt different. Heavier. Loaded with things neither of us said. My hands moved slowly. Respectfully. Her breathing changed. Then she spoke. "You know," she whispered, "you don't rush." I paused slightly. "Is that okay?" "Yes," she said. "It feels safe." Those words hit me harder than any confession could have. I felt her shoulders relax completely. That's when she whispered it. "You're nothing like my ex." The room felt smaller after that. I didn't respond right away. I couldn't. My heart was loud in my chest, and my mind raced ahead of my intentions. "I should stop," I finally said. She nodded. Slowly. We sat there in silence. Not awkward. Just honest. "I didn't mean to make things weird," she said. "You didn't," I replied. "But we need to be careful." She looked at me then. Really looked at me. Her eyes were clear. Vulnerable. "I know," she said. "That's why it scared me." That night, I went home and barely slept. I kept replaying her words. Her tone. The trust in her voice. I felt torn between loyalty and longing. Between doing the right thing and acknowledging what was already happening. Over the next few days, we avoided being alone. Not intentionally. Just instinctively. But the connection didn't fade. If anything, it grew stronger in the spaces between us. Then she knocked on my door late one evening. "I need to talk," she said. She told me she'd started therapy. That she was learning what healthy felt like. That she didn't want to confuse gratitude with attraction. Or safety with love. "I don't want to use you," she said. Or cross lines that can't be uncrossed. Her honesty hurt. And healed. "I care about you," I admitted. More than I should. We sat in that truth for a while. Nothing happened between us. Not physically. Not dramatically. Just two people acknowledging a feeling that didn't have a place to go. Weeks passed. Then months. She moved out. Started a new job. Built a life that didn't revolve around recovery. We stayed in touch. Carefully. Respectfully. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if things were different. If timing had been kinder. If emotions were simpler. But I don't regret that moment.